Find the equation of the quadratic function with this graph, giving your answer in general form. Now, whilst it asks for our answer in general form, that is not how we're going to approach this immediately. What we're actually going to do is we are going to use a different form, and we're going to use the form based on what we're given. In this question, we're given the two roots, so we're going to use the root form. So we're going to start by saying we know that this is of the form y equals a x plus 1 times x minus 3 using root form. Once we do that, we're going to use the other point that we're given. We're going to substitute that point in. Now this point here, the y-intercept is 3, is actually the coordinates 0, 3. So y is equal to 3 and x is equal to 0. When we do that, we get an equation. We've got minus 3 times a is equal to 3, and we get a solution for a, which is a is equal to negative 1. Now we know a is equal to negative 1, we can rewrite this equation in root form with that value of a. And then finally, we put it into the form that the question has asked for, which is expanding this so that we have it in this form here. That's going to be minus x squared. We get plus x minus 3x is minus 2x, but then the negative of that is going to be plus 2x. We get minus 3, and the negative of that becomes plus 3. So use the form that we know, that we have information to tell us something about. Substitute in the other point to find the missing coefficient, missing constant, and then substitute that constant into the form. And if we need to give it into a particular form, then rearrange it into that. There is another approach to doing this using simultaneous equations. If this was a calculator-based question, you could do that. You could set up 3 simultaneous equations by substituting in 3 points. So you could substitute in the points minus 1, 0, 3, 0, and 0, 3 for x and y. You would end up with 3 simultaneous equations in a, b, and c, which you could solve to find the values of a, b, and c. It is a method that will work. I wouldn't recommend it as the first method to use unless you're in a calculator paper. This one shows more understanding and is more easily applicable in non-calculator scenarios where you're likely to come across these kinds of questions.